Oh, last year. Yeah. I should have. I got a couple of them in my pocket. Don't worry.
We all do. Don't worry.
Just waiting.
Who's getting the proceeds of war? We require this stuff. It's a special person who wants to live here.
Figure it out.
Oh, the thing is that they're redoing it.
You're running a couple.
Plus, you guys are so.
That's supposed to go.
Oh, nice. Yeah, always. Yeah.
Wow. Good luck getting out for New Jersey. That's very cheap. Yeah, I think the average house in New Jersey is $4,000. Too bad I can pay. Like, really? You always gotta get up.
You guys still got stuff.
So, Jim, how you? Sean, you good? Test 1 2 1 2. Test 1 2 1 2. Cool. All right, guys. If I could bother us for a second, please. We're gonna get started. So I appreciate some of you guys coming and going through a bunch of stuff. We're gonna just do a quick recap like we usually do, some of the stuff that we've been doing over the last 2-3 sessions, and then go over today's topic. Okay. So as you guys know, we revamped the website a little over a month and a half ago. It's true. So again, if you guys have not gone on it, check it out. TheElevatedAlliance.com is the website. A couple of things, like Myra was unable to attend. I sent her to the website. If you guys click on dashboard, as I've shared before, this is going to take you where everything is organized. So if you missed the last session, yes, you can go through the resources, but we're organizing everything in here too. So now you guys have the action step to be able to go back, regurgitate some of the stuff that we had, and go through it. Okay. And shout out to Sean putting the videos together. It makes things a lot easier. For us to revert back to, it's just harder to do it on Zoom. Okay. So you guys will click here. As you know, if you guys go into your resources, it's going in my end because I'm already loaded up with, just a backend cookies. So it's going to pull it up in here. I have had the team go back and I'm going to share with you guys some of the cool things that we've been kind of really trying to simplify everything to make it easier. You guys are going to have here again, as we all know, 2025, 2026, AI summaries like we've done before. But this has been the really cool part that the team took on over the last couple of weeks. Is everything that we have done over different sessions can now be found in a custom simplified infographic. Okay. So I know a lot of us liked some of the stuff that we talked about when we talked about calendar management. So now you guys can click here. You'll get the actual infographic of everything that we just went over. Organized, ready to go. If you guys wanted a copy of it, you would hit request a file, put your contact information, the team will get notified and send you a copy of the same thing. Okay. This is all organized. I'm going to pull it up on the back end side because it's easier for me to navigate. But you guys have access to all of this stuff. So if you guys go to same way, but if you click on action step infographics, everything in here. So if you wanted to learn about, let's say, if you missed the last one, building out your AI agent, like we talked about, if you guys scroll in, everything in here. The really cool part is it now gives you every single topic is a 6-step action graph. So first thing, identify your targets, which we talked about, right? If you're an agent, are you going to make it specifically for your buyers? Are you making it specifically for your sellers? Using AI to build the message, creating the infographics, the DSP, and all that stuff. Okay. So there's one created for every single session that we have done previously together in the past. Cool. So I think it will make it a lot easier. It will also be found in every single one that we've done before too. So if you guys go back to the one that we did about, let's say, LinkedIn strategies, you'll go here and boom, there's a custom infographic specifically about what you should be doing when it comes to your LinkedIn strategies, why it matters, and all that fun stuff. Cool. Does that make it easy? Great. Cool. So if we exit that, we'll go back into today's topic for 2026. So we talked about basically being found, followed, and funded is going to be the topic for today. It's predominantly based on social media, right? So we're going to go through this specific document that we put together. Again, you guys have the opportunity to download it and get a copy of it for yourselves if you like, right? So just like anything, we're going to go over it step by step. So again, when we talk about being found on AI, right? We've spoken numerous times about the differences between SEO, which is what still runs the world, right? Search engine optimization. That's what's going to allow you the opportunity to be found on Google. That's going to allow you the opportunity to be found elsewhere. AEO, which we talked about, which you guys are going to enjoy what we're going to do next 2 weeks about AEO and how to get found. And I actually had the opportunity with the team to run an AUL search audit on every single person here on their website. So I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to be able to look into it and be able to put some of that stuff. So when we meet again, we'll see some of the positive, progress that you guys have done. Okay. So starting off on the first part, how many of us are consistently shooting content? Myra, anybody else? Getting there? Okay.
Sorry, guys. Don't worry, I'm waiting.
Oh, you. We're on that
I know,
other day.
You know it's better. Yeah. You're out there.
Listen, I know
I'm out there.
we can usually all do better, right? But some of the AI powered content. So I've talked about several different apps before. Obviously, most of the people say I don't know what to talk about. ChatGPT and Claude have been key in getting that stuff together. We've talked about it before. So for those of us who don't know what to talk about, I want you guys to open up ChatGPT or Claude, whichever platform you're going, go in that chat bot and tell it to give me a daily update in the morning, 6:59 or whatever time you wake up. Give me a specific, we'll keep it semi-real estate related. Give me a specific real estate market update that happens in Ocean County and Monmouth County. Give it to me in the teleprompter style that I have the opportunity to now speak to. Right? So if you're in construction, obviously the exact same way. And I'll share with you guys an example again of how we do it. And the team, it's funny, you love it when the team starts doing it themselves, right? Because we do it, we try to hyper niche, right? In Monmouth and Ocean. So the team just started doing it specifically for one of our agents who's in up north, or one of our loan officers. Check this out. I would like to, and I don't know if this was you or one of the admins. I just noticed it. I'd like to give you a task to do moving forward every morning. The Daily Got Mortgages Brief. You guys know that cheesy, little newsletter we talk about, newspaper. Run this prompt every morning before my day starts at 4:29. Search for the top 3 national real estate news stories and top 3 local stories for Essex and Union County, which is where this loan officer is from, last 24 hours. Summarize them in bullet points I can use for a quick social media post in this case. I would like to know more than 90% of agents and loan officers before you finish your coffee. No doom scrolling required. Do this daily. So every single morning now, the team will receive this along with the loan officer, and then you could even add another note, in my opinion, to give it to you in a teleprompter style, right? So you could say, hi, my name is Gina Tranny, Berkshire Hathaway. In today's real estate market scoop, we're going to talk about 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Just like that. Solved every single person's here content concern, let's call it, of not being able to put things out there, right? Did everybody do that? Right? Huh? Maybe. So we have ours that comes out. This came this morning. Should have come this morning. While it loads. But it's same thing, right? The way we do it is we have the team take it and then post it. I won't get into Canva and how we've automated it even more now. But you guys will see this morning. It says the date, but every single morning it's doing it, right? Every single morning it's giving the updates on the side. It's pulling where it's pulling those resources from, right?
And this is just a chat, not a project.
Straight chat.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
I didn't know you
what
could
we
set it
do.
to repeat.
Oh yeah. And what we do too is we set it, we like I always tell you guys, right? If there's something that you're having done on a consistent basis, create a project. Everybody here remember how we created projects? Right? If you open your chat, you hit new project, name it whatever you want to. Now, if you guys did something cool before and you don't want to like go back and recreate the wheel, you guys can go back and search in your chat, for example, something specifically. So I was searching, construction companies in Forked River for Marco. So now I could sit here, take this specific chat, right click it, and you guys can move it to a project. Okay. So if you did something like really cool before that you really liked how it came out, whether it was a PDF, whether it was a document, whatever the case may be, you now can take that specific chat and add it to a specific project.
And you could also drop it.
Yeah. So you could click, I'm not going to click it for the sake of here, but you can click it. Or if you don't have a specific project created, you can go back and create it here, right? So it becomes important, right? When we're doing, say, I just did one actually for one of our loan officers where she wanted to calculate income while we were on the phone. Here you go, Schedule E income. Look how powerful this is. Where anybody know what Schedule E income? That's like when you own a rental property and you're trying to find out how much you qualify. So in the mortgage world, it's a little annoying because you have to go your gross rent minus your expenses. And then there's certain things, the power of real estate, that you can add back. So depreciation, insurance, property taxes, and depreciation, insurance, property taxes, and all those write-offs, right? And one-time repairs, right? It's a little bit tedious when a loan officer, especially in this case, the client owned 2 properties, for them to be able to do the math manually, right? So if you go back, probably more because we use this quite a bit, but we built this. I don't know if it says the date. No, it doesn't. But we basically gave it a specific template for it to follow. So in our world, right? That's why I love my side. It's black and white. We gave the specific document for it to store for future references. And moving forward now, we've used it several times to do the income calculations. So with this particular client, and I'm sticking to the project's perspective, is we were able to give this client just a screenshot, right? There's no identifying information. This is the part that you guys should be very careful of. Don't be uploading clients' names, date of birth, tax returns, and stuff. This can be anybody's property, right? There's no self-identifying information. There's no name. There's no property address, and whatever the case may be. And literally all I did was do the income calc for these 2 properties because it went to the specific project under Schedule E where it's trained to do so. And just like that, it pulled it and did boom, boom, boom. Technically, there's a $17,000 loss, but there's $2,000 in depreciation, $2,000 in interest, $2,000 in taxes. So technically, there's a $9,000 loss. So this client's actually taking a loss of $760, right? And then on the flip side, the other property, $9,000 loss. They add back certain things, only $3,400 a month, and then that's the monthly income, right? So you guys see the importance of that, right? If we go back to whatever it is, right? There's so much different ways when you can audit your business. Same thing. There's digital marketing audit when we're running it on a referral partner, and you're able to just drop it and scale it from there. Cool. Anybody have any questions on that stuff? Pretty straightforward. Great. Now, short form video in Reels. So Obviously, you guys know now chat has come out with their new version. So the videos have been super, super good. The pictures have been lights out. The images part has been really good. But again, same thing, utilizing AI to be able to tell you, hey, I'm thinking about talking about ABC. Give me a very sharp and enticing hook where I could sit there and talk about it, right? And then you guys have the opportunity again to be able to take that content and take it from there. Branding. So again, branding is important, and this is going to come down to where you guys use to pull stuff. So um, the one app that I recommend, and I've shared it with you guys before, is called Captions. I talk about it time and time again. There's so many great ones out there, but look how easy it is. And I wanted to get the connector, but you guys can bear with me. So I shot a video this morning talking about a deal that we were able to save. Look how easy it is, guys. You shoot the video, you hit import video. This is the video of it in itself, right? You would import, hit continue, import. Now within captions, there's an AI edit feature. You guys hit AI edit, and there's different styles that you can choose from. Okay. Now, again, obviously, this is something that you can delegate like we generally do, or I want to show you guys how simple it is. You could pick whichever style you like. Let's say we click on this one, select, generate. Okay. It's now going to take the audio that you have. It's going to add the captions. I could pick the different colors, so to stay on top of the brand and the authority. And it's going to sit there and do obviously its work behind the scenes. So we'll let it sit there, and I'm going to show you guys how quick it is for it to run the information. Ad creation and campaign strategy. We're going to go over each one of these step by step, by the way, but I'm just listing them for now. Competitor research. You guys remember when we did the competitor one? There's a lot of positive feedback on that. How many of us actually went back and searched that competitor stuff? Right? Nobody. So the person who's nodding her head happens to have the highest AEO score alongside with Marco, with all of us. So keep that in mind. So that's Brianna. So she's nodding her head, looking at that stuff. Again, the importance of when we're sharing these strategies is for us to be able to take it. And I'm going to share with you guys specifically how we can each do this stuff from a step by step, right? Automation tasks and push notifications. That's what we just did, right? If you guys went back and set up the automation, you don't have to remember if Dell told me to do this. You're going to get reminded every single morning to do so, right? All right. So when we talk about the AI powered content creation, I'm going to go through it here individually, because what I did here is I created an action step for us for each thing of what we just talked about. Okay. So instead of you guys just hearing me talk and then the common norm of I don't know what the fuck to do, here you go. Right. So how we actually use it, like I just shared, right? So this is specifically on the content creation. Capture the raw idea from a call, event, DM, meeting, podcast, or client question. The most powerful videos that I've started to see recently, and you guys might have seen notice, is talking about a deal that we literally just did and the positive process to it, or how annoying it was, and got it to the closing table, right? What we like to do, by the way, is when I'm dictating something to chat, I like to literally hit the dictate button. You know, everybody knows on their phone on the corner right, you could talk to your phone. Do it that way so it hears your tone and understands at what point can you do it. Create a content cluster. So what we start doing, by the way, is telling it to give it to us in like 3 or 4 different formats. So one long form post, so where you could draft it as a blog. A short form caption, which you guys see sometimes on Facebook. I've talked about it, where you write about like 10 or 15 words and it comes up big and people can see it. A video script, which is what we just shared. An email, and a carousel. A carousel, everybody knows what a carousel is. Carousel is, you know, when you see like Drew Smith, Trinity Solutions, a cool little thing, and then you could slide right, and it's like the same design, it's just a different format, right? Canva now, and I want to be careful not to jump between the two, but Canva now has its own built-in AI, where you could literally basically pick its own. I'll show you guys really quickly, just. You could pick your own edit design and it could schedule to go out daily. So now our market updates that I know Myra was just talking about, she looks at to see the rates going up and going down. That's being done directly from Canva. So this right here is automatically being done. It knows to pull it from Mortgage News Daily. It's swapping that picture with the other picture, and that's it. So now the only part that it doesn't do, which is when I'm literally going crazy texting Trevor like 6 a.m. I can't fucking figure this out, is for it to post itself. There's a way to do it. I've just I haven't tried my best to stop doing it. But again, to do that, and why I love it again mostly is set it and forget it. Right? It's there, it's gone, it's able for it to be able to work through it. Schedule, post, review what worked, and repurpose. So for some of us who might not have a digital team or might not have the opportunity, I guarantee if you guys take that 1 hour of your day to put together all this stuff, Instagram, Facebook, even chat and Canva have like content planners within them nowadays. So you could literally organize everything and then just have it post sporadically scheduled, right? So we really can't have the excuse of I'm not posting as consistent as I want to if we're taking that 1 hour time frame to time block and put it out there. Anybody have any questions on that stuff? Automatically post. So if you schedule it to go out at 12:05, and I recommend that you don't do it at 8, it's like 8:05, 8:15. So it doesn't look like you obviously did it on that consistent timeline.
So when you're posting it to your IG and your Facebook.
All separately.
Are you doing YouTube too?
Yes.
You are.
If it's a video content, yeah.
Video.
Yeah. What we started doing, say since October, any post that we put out there, and I might have shared this to you guys before. So if we pull up our team, so if we pull up, let me pull up Eatontown. I mean, we do it for Tom River too, but so if we pull up Eatontown, we scroll down. Oh, I mentioned this to us last time. How many of us actually started posting blogs? Right? That's another thing. So maybe before I move on to the next thought, let's do that, guys, right? Go to your chat and ask it to curate for you. Hey, everything that you know about me, I want you to be able to create a daily task reminding me to draft a blog, right? Based on whatever occupation that you do, optimized for AEO, SEO, and GEO, that I can have the opportunity to post based on your search of what everybody is looking for in my industry. I have no idea what I said either.
It sounded real good. AEO, SEO, and I lost the last bit.
Well, here, I'll tell you guys, because I know I've given this to you guys before.
You gotta delete those old chats, right?
Here, so I'll drop this in here too. Use answer the public. That's where you use to see what is like hot nowadays. Use chat again to craft those blogs. Here's the prompt that our admins use. I'm a successful mortgage professional. I want you to create a custom blog including FAQs and questions about, CBD or whatever it is, targeting specifically whoever your clientele is, right? Looking to, feel good, whatever. Make it optimized for SEO and GEO based on New Jersey's hyperlocal market. Right. So I'm going to download this for you guys, and I will drop it in our most recent chat when you guys go back and look at this stuff. So
Can you show the exact point of the automation between like the changing data and how it like changes and updates itself? So like that picture that you said on Canva changes every day and posts itself. Where's that happening?
it's
Like
within Canva.
In it?
Within Canva.
But so you're not using the one that you get from Canva's morning reminders, it's doing its own?
Correct.
Okay.
Automatically changing it internally.
You get one from chat and one from
One from chat. The chat one goes for the picture, the newsletter thing.
Yeah.
And then the one from Canva does it for this picture.
Okay.
Yeah, because from chat, it's giving me the data,
Mhm.
so the admins can go. I've tried to automate it. It's too much because there's too much information, and it's also like simplifying it as much. That is just a screenshot. The rates. This is the information. This is what it needs to change. Right, these two basically, and it sticks to the same one, like the same format. And it's doing it for my other loan officers too. So you guys probably notice sometimes our other loan officers are posting it as well. And then this is the newsletter. And I might change the format because I started playing around with it. I was going to play around to change the market update this way, but I couldn't get it to come up like in a story format. It was coming up like a landscape. So it sucked. So, just constantly playing with it and seeing what we could put together. So, but again, going back to the blogs, right? You guys have that opportunity to be able to drop it in there. I'm going to drop it here so you guys have it, put it in action steps. And then you guys will be able to get it from there. Cool. Close this out. It's also here, by the way, if you guys go through it. So it's right there, right? Use Answer the Public to collect the real questions around your service, your pain point, your buyer stage. Again, guys, I know this, like, as Trevor hears me say this a lot, where I'm like, listen, we just do mortgages, right? But for me, my job is to set up the tasks and the reminders for, I don't have to worry about it, right? We posted last Saturday, as of last Saturday, 370 blogs.
What? I think
It was probably more, actually. Yeah. So it's probably now, if I'm doing the math, they're doing 2 a day. That was Saturday. So Sunday, maybe we hit 400, close to it. So yeah. Group questions into themes. So cost, timing, process, mistakes, comparison, so on and so forth. Use AI to create those blog outlines, everything we just talked about. Branding, again, one of the stuff that I hate is, you guys will notice, we keep the same stuff. Like, it's the same design. It's the same design. The only thing that swaps is just the picture of the interest rate, right? Staying consistent with the branding. I hate sometimes even our loan officers. It's like one picture is orange, one picture is blue. Like, dude, pick one. Pick one. Make it simple. And that's how people will remember, because it's the same stuff that is putting out there day in, day out. Right. And then again, all the stuff that I just mentioned. Chat, how to use it for, and what's the output, right? I don't think I can make it simpler than this. Chat, we just talked about, what are we going to use it for? To turn the raw data. What are we going to put it out there for? Posts, scripts, emails. Canva, what did I just talk about? We're going to create nice designs. So you're designing it for what? For visual assets. Answer the Public. What the hell is that Abdel was talking about? It's to find the questions that people are asking and how you could use it.
Is it Ask the Public?
Answer the Public. And guys, I'm sure there's other stuff. Like, Andrew, you probably know other websites too, but these are the ones that I've personally seen, especially going around, right? Different stages and stuff. A lot of people are mentioning the same. These are the ones that we personally use. We started using the same for Marco, which I'll talk about in 2 seconds. Marco said he just got a client from there, right? From the website, who found you.
Yeah.
So we,
just to reiterate, the reason you use Answer the Public and those kind of things is because you're looking for FAQs, frequently asked questions, because that's what is now exploding.
Yeah. Daily execution checklist. And then what I did, as I always say, because people are like, there's no fucking way that you guys actually do this. I had it pull all the live proof and source notes of us actually doing this. So if you guys pulled one of the, whatever the questions, it's going to pull specifically how we're doing this on a daily basis. Right? Short form video. So again, very simple, right? Simplifying it, pick one common question, objection, or belief. Use AI to write it. Again, another thing that you guys can set test. The cool part with chat is you're not capped. Like certain other platforms like Claude, which we're so in depth in right now. I have to always I spend $100 like every 3 days because we run out of tokens. Because we're building out like the loan officer command center, and we're building out a bunch of shit for the loan officers. But with chat, you could have 1 million tasks, right? 1 million projects, right? And you don't have to repeat yourself constantly. So I would suggest again here, where you guys pick that common question and ask it to give you a 30 to 60 second script, again, in a teleprompter format. So I will share with you guys one thing within that same app, which has, by the way, already did the design. So you guys can see how easy it is. It's right there. Boom, I'm done. I hit export to the reel. It will download, and now I have the video ready to go. So the biggest thing that it starts is us putting the content. And do not use video avatars. I hate video avatars. I think
They use it.
I am not. We used to use Hey Gen. I am not a fan. I think you're literally then taking away the personal authenticity behind the relationship.
It's not authentic.
But the really cool part too, now that it did it right within seconds, it also gives you the caption. You have to sit there and be like, hey, what the fuck do I say? Or go back to chat. So you literally just hit copy, boom, copy. You could even just go right from here now and hit Instagram. It will open an Instagram and then it will immediately copy what you just did and then boom, post to Instagram, ready to go. Super easy. I think we pay, I'll be honest, I don't know, maybe like $20 a month for it. Put the content out there and take it from there. What to record again, obviously client questions that you answer all the time, mistakes, projects, missed, all that. Ad creation and campaign proof. So this is where it gets really fun as you start using this stuff is how many of us run ads online? Facebook, Google, stuff like that. You're able to obviously utilize chat specifically to be able to run through your ads and give you the strategies. We've talked about it before, right? Who's your audience, your campaign, what you're actually using it for, right? So again, different ad angles that you could look at. Looking at it this way, right? Who's your audience? Who are you guys looking to target and what's their persona? What are you offering? What action should they take in consultation? Like when we run ads, we only run ads on home buying. We do not run mortgage ads. Nobody wants to talk to a mortgage guy or a gal, right? Everybody wants to talk to a real estate agent who wants to look for a house. So what do? We generate real estate agent leads to give to our loan officers to give to referral. That's what we found because nobody, again, wants to. And if they want to talk to a mortgage guy, it's how low you can go. We don't play that game. Right? How to get creative. So especially now with chat, and we'll stay specifically on chat, but like the images is like really, really good. Right? And I know everybody's like, oh, well, everybody's flyers looks the same and it's all canned. Well, you weren't doing shit before, so we're making we're making progress. The longer that your prompt is, and you guys can go back and forth, right, with the dictating is, hey, no, I want you to do this. I want you to do that. And I'm going to share with you guys an example of a social media prompt that we have. It's like 4 pages long. Like, this is what I want you to say. This is how I want you to say it. I want the corner to be in the corner left. I don't want it to take up more than a third of the corner right of the space. I want it to be this. I want to do that. But now that it's set, I don't have to regurgitate it again. Right? It's there, it's set, and I could use it if it's on a consistent basis. Reviews, spend, lead costs. That's a big part too, right? Where we started noticing as we're spending money on our 6-figure ad spend every fucking month is where are my lead flow coming? What is my cost per lead? Google gives this to you. Facebook gives this to you, but it doesn't hone in and compare how it's competing with your competitors, right? So now you could find out based on your competitors if you're just maybe targeting the wrong market, right? A lot of us obviously look to hit and target that specific market, whether it's within Monmouth, Ocean, or somewhere else, right? And then again, just different live proof of us doing it. This is the part that gets fun, again, is the competitor research part. So check it out. So searching your competitors on Google, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. You guys obviously remember how we did this before, right? Capturing their offers or headlines or themes. So for those of you guys who were not here before, you guys can go here. And if you search competitor, we did it, right? Where we built out specifically the competitor AI prompts. If you guys remember those, where it allowed them to analyze the business, tell me their positioning and everything like that. And then I think I did it. Yeah, here's Albie. Where we ran Albie's competitive analysis and who his quote unquote direct competitors were, what their target audience was, so on and so forth. Right. This is specifically if you guys wanted to run the ad side. Oh, it opened up here. When we ran the ad analysis and how you could use it literally step by step, right? Step 1, create the short list of your competitors. Step 2, search them on Facebook, Instagram, and all that. What to track and so on and so forth. Cool. Anybody have any questions? We're good. So let me go back to here. Lead follow-up. This is a part that also, how many of us have heard of ManyChat? You guys seen that come up here and there, right? Where ManyChat, listen, I don't think any of us are too busy to fucking respond back to people, but If you're generating a lot of lead gen, you're spending a lot of money, you want that response to be within 2 seconds. ManyChat, Instagram is correlated with them. Well, so the second someone follows you, right, it will actually send them a message saying, hey, thank you so much for the follow. Let me know if there's anything else I can help you with, right? Mine is funny. So it's like, yo, dude, thanks so much for connecting. Looking forward to rocking it out with you. So when people get that, they're like, this is not a bot. This sounds like something that Abdel would say. What we have fun with it now is we delegate an admin to do a deeper dive into that specific person, find out what they like yo, Giants suck. And then they're like, no, they don't. I know, I'm a Giants fan. So you find whatever niche that you can by going into it even further. I think it was Alyssa who said it yesterday or 2 days, or no, I think it was you. Alyssa was talking about having like 300 people see it. And then you're like, well, imagine you having the ability to speak to 300 people. Right.
Yeah, people say all the time, oh, my reels only got 50, 100 views. I'm like, well, stand in front of 50 or 100 people.
Exactly. So now becoming a little bit more purposeful with that outreach, those people that view it, those people that liked it. Hey, thanks so much for liking my stuff. Right. You have no idea how many times it will translate into a potential conversation and all that. So that's a whole nother side of things. But create that message sequence, right? So put that step by step. All right, someone followed me. I'm going to send them this. Next step, I'm going to do this. Next step, I'm going to do that. They like my post. After their second like, I'm going to tell them this. I'm going to do that without being too overly salesy. Because that I hate. Right? If you're liking my shit, I'm not going to say, oh, it's me. Dude, I don't even know who the fuck you are. Keeping it conversational, 1 like, 2 like, 3 likes based on your own personal, call it quota is where you go in for the kill, right? For lack of better words. Use a CRM calendar or task boards, right, for those reminders. Again, having that opportunity, you could even utilize chat to be able to help you with that. Projects and tasks, we've talked about several times. These are different tools, again, that are there. Chat projects, which I recommend we just all use because we have it, right? The task reminders we just talked about, Google Calendar. How many of us love that we connected the calendar to our stuff? Right? Super, super cool. And the most important part is make sure you respect the integrity of the calendar. If it ain't in the calendar, I'm not there. Right. Trello, we've talked about before, so I know some of us here use it. Zapier, we were able to do with Gina for her calendar. Calendly, I might have mentioned to you guys, you don't need Calendly, right? If you have Google, there's a free booking page within Google. Then obviously Fireflies we just use. There's so many great ones out there too. If you wanted a weekly operating rhythm, obviously do whatever you want. But for those of us who want to post on a consistent basis, Monday, generate the content. Tuesday, do the lead follow-up. Wednesday, do your competitor research. Thursday, audit your ads. Friday, do a brand and pipeline review. It doesn't have to be to the T, but this is just an example of ways that you're able to get that message across consistently. Cool. These were just live examples. I'm not going to go through them for the sake of time, but this is what I started doing, especially, we're generally speaking a lot is we're showing the live examples, right? How many of us hate going to stuff and it's just like, we do all this stuff. And it's like, dude, do you actually fucking do this stuff? We pulled live stuff. So if we wanted to just, this was one you guys were a part of. If you guys click it, it's going to take you specifically to either a YouTube video or whatever it is where we actually literally talked specifically about this stuff. Cool. This is an example of a social media audit. And I honestly, I did not want the admins to do it for each person because one, it would have took forever. But this is I said 4, it might be longer, 8-page prompt. This is an 8-page prompt. So instead of you putting it in there saying, hey, tell me how I'm doing on my social media, and it's like, what the fuck do you want me to talk about? Right? We're going to go through it line by line, right? So you're going to have to say who you are, what's your business, what's your service, where do you service, and your differentiator. And don't tell me all of New Jersey or all of Pennsylvania. That has been something that we've been having a hard time with and now really hyper-focusing now that it's easier because I have 2 offices. So now everything in Eatontown will be Monmouth, everything in Toms River will be Ocean County, right? So it's easier to have that focus. And you're also not confusing because not only does this affect AEO and GEO, it also affects SEO, right, Andrew?
everything.
right? Platforms to audit, you got to tell it what platforms you want it to audit. So if you have your Facebook, drop your Facebook username in here, and then it's going to run for you how your page shows everywhere, your category, your followers, your posts, your bio, your cover, your profile, your post examples, your reviews, and your posting frequency. It'll give you a good feedback as to, I think I post a lot, or I think I don't post. This will tell you specifically if you do or don't. Instagram, same thing. So you guys remember we talked about it the other day. I forget what I call it. I think it's NAPWJ. So name, address, position, work, title, and just address, right? So making sure all that stuff matches everywhere, right? We've talked about real estate agents. Are you a real estate agent or are you a realtor? Are you a broker team leader or are you a broker associate? Whatever you identify yourself, it must be consistent everywhere, or you will be hurt for that, right? And that works for everything, right? Same thing with LinkedIn. It's going to audit your LinkedIn, your headline, your about, your featured, your current role, your years, your skills with endorsements. I think that's another thing that I would love for us within our chat to be able to help one another is endorse that person's skill. So if you're in solar, endorse them for solar, endorse them for energy. If you're in marketing, endorse them for that because that helps you come up more. That's something I'll table to put. Recommendations again is another one, right? Recent activity, connections, viable, cover banner. Same thing on YouTube. If you don't have a YouTube channel, start one, right? I think Santi, you restarted one. Start one and just put your stuff out there, guys. If you're putting it on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, it's not going to take you that long to copy paste the exact same thing and put it on YouTube. Right? And sometimes we do it to a fault where we post it too many times and Trevor's screaming at me, like, why are the admins posting it all at the same time? Well, you tell them.
So there's one app that you can use that I just found out that I'm gonna try. Hero Post. Any video you can post across all your social media.
So the one issue with that is the from what I've heard, and you probably know maybe a little bit better, but I've heard that if you post directly through the app, it will give it more, let's call it preference, than if you do one. Like I know one back in the day called Hootsuite, which was like the thing. Like you posted a one and it fired to all of them at the same time. From what I've personally heard was it will like the algorithm will pick that up and will like limit your reach. Am I right? Wrong? Maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
It also boils down to, do you have the time to do it?
Well, totally. I mean, listen, if you guys can do that and you can save time, again, I don't think any of us is busy enough to not take 2 fucking seconds to post on Facebook, Instagram. Like for me, it's in my phone. I mean, I don't do a lot of the posting, but it's in my phone unless it's in the morning at the gym. I just go boom, post, done. Right. So
Question for you.
Yeah.
I think the last time you said something about YouTube, I guess I did make a YouTube channel. I didn't. My daughter found it like on accident. But I never did anything with it. So now it's on our TV when we go in the house. Anyway, she's like, "Look at my dad." Anyway, I have nothing on it. I've got a fair smattering of stuff like
Content?
your stuff and film with them. Is there a way? The answer's gonna be real stupid and simple, but is there a way of taking all of that stuff that is out there and load it all in one channel, or do you suggest just starting it fresh where everything looks kind of the same-ish? You know what
No, I mean, I post a bunch of shit. I mean, I've got like Elevated Alliance, got mortgages, like the branding.
For Drew specifically, he has his podcast that was already posted on our channel.
Yeah.
Can he take that and post it on his channel?
Of course. Just ask for the raw audit, the raw video.
From our admins?
Yeah. I mean, you technically the admins share, anybody who's been on the podcast, the admins share with you guys the raw video.
Right. You get it. It's in your email. So.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's the
They share it with you. I know for a fact if they, because I'm on the email. We do collaborate all the time. Yeah. But I know for a fact they do because that's part of me knowing that they did their job. But holy fuck, I'm running out of space.
That would be better than getting it there would be better than just going to YouTube and trying to like.
Yeah. So if you go to, there's so many fucking guys. Drew. There's Drew, and then here's the final, which is all of it, right? And then the reels that they'll cut up for you, and then the audio. So if you guys want to post to Apple, Albie, they should have sent yours too. I know. So anyway, we could talk about that off topic, but you could definitely grab all that information and then put it from there, right? So let me go back to this audit framework. So now this is the part. So score the partner on 5 categories. So again, you could tailor it. This is a specific audit that I have my team do for our partner. Audit each platform, bio, keyword, location, link strategy, photo professionalism. And obviously we've utilized AI to give us what we wanted it, right? And you just keep playing with it. Right? We didn't type this all up. Audit posting frequency, audit the testimonials, the comments, the conversion, the required output, scale it out of 100, right? And so on and so forth. Platform score, where the points are slipping away. And then again, as always, you guys notice I'm always doing 30-day implementation plans. Now, when we give something, it's all right. Now, next step is to do 1, 2, 3. Because we're going over so much stuff, right? You have that opportunity to do it, right? So I recently did this for Marco. And don't pay, bless you, don't pay too much attention to the score because he's got some work to do. But it pulls his score specifically, comes out this way. It pulls over 1,000 Facebook followers, 131 posts on Instagram, a featured podcast with us. Foundation is real, blah, blah, blah. The score out of 100, his grade. Again, the number is not reflective of craftsmanship, just a graph. And then it will pull you where they're doing a good job and where they need to complete. Profile completeness, authority, engagement, conversion, and so on and so forth. And then it will score on Facebook. What's missing? So adding certain stuff, right? Does not mention Forked River, ocean, kitchens, bathrooms. That's probably because the website was just redone. The single highest fixed on Facebook, Instagram. So again, you guys can run this yourself. LinkedIn, not much going on there. So again, an aspect to target. YouTube, not much going on besides, a single video from a podcast, and then so on and so forth. Right. So Google business profile, not formally scored, but flagged. So we'll see what's going on there. And then where points are skipping away, right? Trusses are now visible. So again, you have the NJ license. It should be pushed out there on Facebook and all that stuff. Right. And then you guys will get, like I said, the 30-day implementation plan. So if you guys wanted to run these individually, 1-to-1, set a time. Mark recently met with Trevor. I know Myra's meeting with Trevor tomorrow. You guys can do that. I'd be more than happy to kind of share some of these strategies too. So what to do, rewrite this stuff, rewrite that stuff, content, rhythm, and all that stuff. Okay. Cool. So it gives you at least that base. I mean, this is super, super detailed, but it gives the basis of what to do. So next steps we know, right? Do the bio, rewrite the links, do the content, re-audit in 30 days, build that quarterly cadence, and so on and so forth. Right. And it's in my opinion, I don't think it gets easier than that 30-day action step, because a lot of times you're like, where the fuck do I start?
Well, that's the secret in the sauce. Is the 30.
That's now where it's like, all right, well, first step, what was it? Here you go. The first step is for him to fix the 131 Instagram posts, rechange the bio, and all that fun stuff. Cool. So that is on that. Now, anybody have any questions?
You can also do this to reverse engineer your competition.
That's all we do.
Yeah.
Literally.
So
every time we see a competitor. Well, you guys got to understand a lot of the stuff, like the whole purpose of this is what we're actually doing. So love the opportunity to reciprocate it. And if you guys come up with a better idea, fucking awesome. Please share. Right. These are the different, here you go. So let me go back. So then in summary, right? So everything that we just went over. So on the first part, right? This is why I really like the infographics, because we started doing these, by the way, for client calls and stuff like that. It's super, super cool. AI powered content, turning client questions, conversations, blogs, which we just talked about. Use chat to organize your message. Use Canva to create it. Store your templates. Here's the prompt, guys. Take the sales or business topic, turn it into 7 posts. We just talked about LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. If you're going to use a platform like Santi recommended, awesome. short form video and reels. Start with the client problem. You guys saw how fast it was, 45 seconds, and you're able to get the captions ready to go. Branding and authenticity, again, staying consistent with it, the different tools to use. Ad creation, again. We did one on ads, forgot how many months ago? Gina, like 6 or 7 months ago, where we did it about ads. I was back in Eatontown, so it was a while ago, where we taught everybody how to run ads. So if you guys wanted to go back and learn about that, same thing, go to the Elevated Alliance and just search ads. And then this was the ad strategy that you'll be able to find with all the different stuff that you wanted to. We did a lot on keywords on Google. And I think at that time too, I had shared at that time our cost per click was $1.53, which is that good? Cost per click, Google pay per click.
Yeah.
Right. And then this was a different one, 4,000 clicks, 207,000 impressions, so on and so forth. Right. So we shared some of the actual steps. And then these were the step-by-step instructions back then on how to actually set it up. This was in 2020. Was that 2025? Oh, so it was more than that. I guess 2025 was last year. It's probably changed because they keep fucking changing it every 2 seconds. Right? And I don't manage ads anymore. But again, this could at least give you guys a good starting point to be able to look at. Automations and tasks. This is the key. If there's anything that we've learned is Abdel just tells us a bunch of shit and we don't do any of it. So hopefully now that we're all experts at setting up tasks, we can now do it to remember. And you might get it and you might be like, what the hell is this for? Text me or Trevor and be like, hey, can you remind me what was I supposed to do here? At least we can have that, call it $20 assistant, because I think that's what chat is, right? $20 assistant that is going to remind us to put a post out or to do the blogs or redo our ads or search our competitors and all that. Cool. I'm not going to go into it in detail, but I want to share with you guys. So we ran an AEO audit on every single person's here's website, right? So this is going to be really, really cool.
We didn't do mine. Mine just getting launched. So I'm not even up there. Don't do buzzing.
So again, you guys can have some friendly competition to see where you guys landed and see where you guys land in 2 weeks. Okay. So you'll see
a lot of work.
Marco is no longer at an 87. He's actually at 96 because so
We did. What did I do?
he has no idea. So Kathleen, a colleague of mine, Brianna, and then George, which is awesome.
A C student over here. Okay. I'm an athlete. What do you want from me?
George is up there. Yeah, George is up there.
I guess this
Just gonna
company,
stay eligible.
which is surprising because this is the thing for real estate agents specifically. Aside from Myra, I think most of you guys, unless I pulled the wrong one, but most of you guys are using corporate, call it corporate websites. You guys will go through here each person's audit, but it will tell you where your website is, right? Now, again, this is specifically for AEO and GEO. This is not for SEO. So if you guys have hired somebody for that stuff, don't just drop it on them and be like, Abdel told me you suck. Because it is still somewhat relevant, but it's a whole different spin, right? With the SEO side and the AEO and GEO. If you guys don't have someone who can do that for you on the SEO side, reach out to Andrew. Andrew and I share notes all the time. So he'll be able to walk you guys through that stuff. He's got a lot of really cool stuff that he's building out too.
Never too many.
That's a good point.
I don't do SEO.
It pulls all this stuff too. So a lot of times some websites have something called Cloudflare, which blocks out some of this stuff. So you guys want to find out. So Gina, yours has it, and it's not because it's you, it's Berkshire, right? I know we've talked about having your own domain and stuff like that. Myra does that. You just have complete control. right? And I know it gets sticky sometimes with your brokerage. I'm sure EXP puts some restrictions on you guys too, but I do know several. Yeah, I do know several EXP agents or Berkshire agents that have their own, right? Real estate agents, like I said, you'll see it right here. Real estate agents on corporate platforms are capped. So EXP, Realty One, Fox Roads, right? They cap your ADL platforms. So owning a personal domain sometimes is not optional. All this other stuff, schema is a big one and all that. Now, each person here has their own where we build it. So Brianna, so kudos to you. Pulled it up, right? And it pulls it shows where it's doing really, really good. And again, this is not my bias because I can have time to go through all your websites, but content quality and then just stuff that it might need a little bit of work versus your crawler access is picture perfect, right? Some of the stuff that you need to do, and if you're doing it yourself, the cool part now is there's so much like built-in AI within this stuff. So whether it's Wix or was the one you told me Cloud Space? No, Cloud. What's the one that you run your website with? Go high level. What was it before?
Foursquare or Square?
Squarespace. So that's what Marco had before. That's why I remembered Squarespace. But it does have like a built-in AI where you can literally just drop this specific recommendation, in your case, yours, and it can just articulate and update it. Right.
We'll try, and then next week we'll loop Abdel. Okay?
And then again, you guys will see, just so you'll notice, right? 30-day implementation plans, right? So what to do, where to target, what to start with. So for you, Bree, where to start, what to add, and all that fun stuff, right? Detailed implementation guides and all this stuff to focus on. Again, these are all just simple recommendations. We are not experts at it. I do mortgage. Right?
You're doing a great job.
Yeah. We do mortgages. We just happened to get burned by so many companies before that we're like, fuck this. And, learning and bringing in partners who I know what the fuck they're talking about rather than prying on small business owners, right? So questions and stuff like that, that's the key. Questions with FAQs. Right? You're doing a really good job of that with your blogs, right? Questions and FAQ styles. Putting them out there, guys, is critical, right? This was the website that we redid for Marco. I'm not redoing people's websites. I am not redoing people's websites. I'm just putting it out there. But
That's why you got to a 96 now. Now we know why you got to a 96.
No, it's built in within ours. Yeah. So it holds it. So a couple of things, and I'll give Andrew a couple of kudos because he gave us some tidbits too. Adding your phone number, booking an estimate, your contact. You guys remember the custom AI? So remember, we're building shit. Let's actually use it. So the custom AI that we built out, it's there, before and after. So having that opportunity, we actually made it kind of cool where there's like a little cursor. So it shows like before and after. So thinking of this, services. So that's a big part too. Like, what do you actually do? So if you're a real estate agent and it's buyers, sellers, FSBOs expired, having a page specifically for that. Then if you click on bathrooms and you click it, it's going to pull it even further. And it's going to show the different potential costs, actual jobs, and again, more FAQ style questions as to what could be potentially in there and how you could do it. The blog's the same format where it's pulling the blogs. And then again, the blog's pulling up a bathroom remodel and pulling in all this stuff along with what FAQs, frequently asked, and how much things cost. People are usually probably saying, how much does it cost to remodel my bathroom in Ocean County? And it pulls up right there. Different financing options, about options, and all that stuff. It's all there. So again, if you do not have your own controlled personal website, I highly recommend that you guys do. Right.
Can I throw something out there?
Yeah.
So a cool way of finding FAQs for your site is just going to Google search, typing in like your industry, your category, the topic. And then if you have ever scrolled down on the first page of Google, you'll see people have asked questions and you click the drop down and it gives you the answer. So those are questions that people are actually asking
in real time.
Wow.
And they're on the first page of Google.
Go to Google search.
Type in what you do or what you're trying to target, the category, the topic. And then you scroll down on the first page and you'll see questions that people have asked around that topic.
And you can always, it is real time. It's like if something just happened in the world, geopolitically or pop culture, and you look it up, and then all of a sudden,
Hence,
what you're
we
wanting
got
to
chat.
ask.
Have to do this for us, right?
So those
Everyone
people
in the
also ask.
I'll go back up there.
Chat can pull this information for us.
What am I looking at?
Go down.
Scroll down.
It's where people also ask.
People also-
Oh, okay.
So
And then
You
drop
ought to be a
down.
good lender.
those are the questions.
Oh, I see.
And the more you click it, the more questions.
The more questions come up with it.
So we could build this into the videos we do. Saying who we are, people get questions.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I will share with you guys one because I was going to, and then we got sidetracked too. When we're doing the posts too, right? We're posting all. I've mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again, right? When you're doing the blogs, don't just leave it on your website. Take it and then post it to your Instagram, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, and your Google too was a big one. We just started a Reddit channel, and just as quick as we started, we got kicked out because we kept posting.
You gotta build
Literally,
it up.
like,
Huh?
You gotta build the credits.
Yeah, we got. I asked Tony, I'm like, yo, why the fuck aren't we posting on Reddit? He goes, that we got kicked out.
That's suspended.
But can we do a project in here?
I have it.
Yeah.
So all of us create Reddit profiles. We each, spread out so it doesn't look like spam. Post a question, not a spammy question, and then we each upvote it. So like if Abdel posts a question, he gets 30 upvotes. I forget what they call it, like whatever
I have no
rating
idea.
Reddit give
Yeah.
you increases over time. And once that number is increased, you can start
Posting more
actually
frequently.
posting more frequently and not getting taken down.
Yeah, we got took down very quickly. But they don't work.
Send me on Quora.
That's
We'll talk about it. I'll put a step by step. But again, so we're taking it, but again, it's rerouting back to the website. But now that we're seeing it, guys, we're literally getting 2 to 3 calls a day specifically from people saying that they found us on ChatGPT. Literally.
Chat.
Walk out.
Wait, how did they find out chat?
Clients searching mortgage lender near me.
So more and more people are
Local
searching
mortgage
on
lender.
Did you do
AI.
anything in your chat to like have that pop up in other people's chat?
No, we did. I did it with Myra. We searched Monmouth. It was too big. Then we searched Eatontown, New Jersey, and Eatontown came up. We tried it, right? We searched Monmouth. It came up in mine, but it didn't. And then we searched a local mortgage lender in Eatontown, New Jersey, and we were the first pick. Right. So having that, I mean, we got 3 deals under contract in the last 2 months from it. 37 grand in revenue from that. So yeah. Cool. Anybody have any questions? We're good. So again, going back to that. So the next session that we will do, we will go over everybody's stuff. So you guys get there when you guys log on to your website. Let's do it from the website. So theelevatealliance.com. I could probably just search somebody name. Let me wait for it to load. Search, pull it, request the file. The admins will send it to you guys, or you could just look at it view only. And then start working on it, right? So then that way we could have some fun competition to see who scores higher at the next meeting. So 6-4, and here's where you guys will see. So
If I look for my podcast, will it be in there?
your podcast was emailed to you.
No, I know, but that was like.
It's not going to be an elevator line. I'll have them resend it. Trevor, can you tell them to resend Albie's pod?
You could just start right here. It doesn't. Not that many. Like you really one thing and you never see it. No, not use a freaking email. Okay? I'm not saying other shit here, but that I get.
This is why I got 26 guys like you just files the email. Or you can just answer the email down. Could you update my website? And boom, 96. We're doing it like in 88. Oh, look, a referral. Let me answer this text message.
You knew that you got it too. You fuck. I got it, Trevor. I'm gonna forward it to you. I just forwarded it to you.
Sure.
And on that note, if you guys have not jumped on the pod, please do. Very easy.
I'm trying to put it on Facebook. I don't know why I wouldn't do it for me.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy. GotMortgagespodcast.com. It will take you guys to the website. This is not a plug for Got Mortgages, but You guys can go here. Boom. This is the website. As you guys come on too, and you guys go on episodes, the episodes that we shoot together is on here. So like the one that I did with Mark is right here. If you click read more, this is also what we're doing where every person will get their own personal customized page too. So if you go to Partner Spotlight,
Got more than just talk. Got it.
so Mark, so this is like your own page too. So got more just to sell with Mark Rosen. Your brand walks into the room before you do make it count. It's probably something that you said in there. Key takeaways. And then it's also pulling in more stuff of just
I don't know
other
why you do mortgages. Your brain is so big.
I don't know.
Like, what you're doing.
So
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
like we'll pass the stop sign eons ago.
That's the-
cool. Anybody have any other questions? Stop recording.
He does mortgages.
Yeah, I'm not doing websites. Those of us on Zoom, what's up?
What up? What up? What up? Let's go.
What's
Thank
up?
you.
Oh, let me put my sound on.
Random fairness.
Thank
Oh,
you.
my
It's a
sound
lot
is
of
fine.
info.
Doesn't fit in.
Thank you.
For sure.
Appreciate you.
You know what I mean?
Did you guys have any questions? Sorry, I didn't realize my sound was low.
If you are curious, just take a picture and say, is this our
Good.
attendant or a guest?
Cool. All right, awesome. All right, guys. Well, we are gonna.
Abdel,
Yes.
can we invite other people, right? Can we invite other professionals to join you?
Yeah, just get with Trevor. Just so we could go through everything. Just to make sure, there's all synergy within everybody too. And then we could take it from there.
Okay, good.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys.
Have a great day,
you.
everybody.
Bye, guys.
God bless.